All right, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sean Robertson. I'm the Fire Chief for Humboldt Bay Fire. I'd just like to welcome all of you to our badge pinning and award ceremony this afternoon. I'd just like to thank you for being here. We haven't had an awards ceremony since 2018, and that one started out in a tremendously grand way at the Ingomar Club. But as you all know, things changed since then, and we haven't been able to do that. But we at least wanted to acknowledge those who had been nominated for awards, as well as recognizing those who have recently completed our Recruit Academy and been promoted. So with that, I'd like to ask our new firefighters, Dolan, Dillon, and Hugh to come forward and remain standing beside me here, as well as engineer Don Pan. All right, so I'm going to be reading a little bit, so forgive me for that. Firefighter Dolan Dillon is obviously a new recruit at Humboldt Bay Fire. He grew up in southern Humboldt until he left for college to go to UC Santa Cruz. Once he graduated, he moved back home, and he soon began volunteering at Redway Volunteer Fire Department. Redway Chief Brian Anderson is with us today, so thank you for your support and delivering us an outstanding recruit. While volunteering, Dolan fell in love with the fire service and wanted to learn more. So he took the EMT class at the College of the Redwoods. And after that, he spent a couple more years volunteering at Redway until he decided to get his Firefighter 1 at College of the Siskiyous. While attending the academy, Dolan was a live-in firefighter at Lake Shastina Fire Department, where he volunteered in exchange for rent. After finishing his academy, he got a job with CAL FIRE in the Santa Clara unit, where he spent most of the 2021 season on the unit's hand crew until the season ended. And then he was contacted by Humboldt Bay Fire, that would be me, to begin his backgrounds. And from then on, he's been working to be one of our newest recruits. And to his right is firefighter Hugh. Jared was born and raised in Fortuna. He grew up camping, fishing, and playing lots of sports. After graduating from Fortuna High in 2016, he moved on to College of the Redwoods to study kinesiology and work towards his associate's degree. In the spring of 2019, he left to attend Butte Fire Academy, and shortly after graduating, he was picked up as a seasonal firefighter in Marin County, where he spent 3 seasons assigned on a hand crew and then on an engine. During Jared's free time, he enjoys running, hunting, and spending time with friends and family. He's excited to continue his career in the fire service and start this next chapter in his life here at Humboldt Bay Fire. Jared would also like to extend a big thank you to his girlfriend Molly for all her support during the last 8 weeks of the Fire Academy. And Molly did tell me that it was a very long 8 weeks, so thank you, Molly. So I'd like to now introduce Engineer Don Pan. A couple of years ago, we created a dedicated Academy Director position because it just delivered a much higher quality and consistency for our recruits. And Don, as an engineer, was willing to take on this role, whereas we had filled it with captains before. He not only showed a great commitment to take on that workload, but showed tremendous capability and professionalism through the process, as well as, I would say, a great deal of patience. So thank you for your great service, Don.
Thanks, Chief.
You're welcome.
I'd like to walk you through the journey of Humboldt Bay Recruit Firefighter. Starting with the hiring process, the recruits must possess the basic knowledge, skills, and abilities of an EMT basic and a certified Firefighter 1 from the state of California. Through their academy, we build up those basics and instruct the recruits in the Humboldt Bay way of fighting fire, teaching them firefighter safety, EMS, SCBA, hose, ladders, ventilation, forcible entry, search and rescue, brick and firefighter survival, truck company operations, building construction, fire behavior, wildland firefighting, extrication, hazardous materials, and technical rescue.
It's a long list.
That is a long list.
So the 8 weeks is just the start. It's a very basic foundation. They're thereafter in a year of probation, where they will continue to be tested and really start the work of being a Humboldt Bay firefighter. I've used this quote for a long time, and I always think about changing it, but then I remember who I'm talking to. You're here to help celebrate their beginning of their journey, but this is for you. Aristotle said, "Pleasure in the job puts perfection in the work." In my career, which is now almost a quarter of a century, my favorite time was when I was on probation. And that was because every day was an adventure, with so many opportunities to learn, and everything was a new experience. So I really encourage you to have that mindset with your first year and just enjoy it as much as you can. Don, we'll talk now about their axes that they're holding.
So at the beginning of the academy, each recruit is given an axe. It's blunt, it's burned, it's rusted and splintered, and the assignment that they get is to return it polished and sharpened. Much like the recruit, the axe is a tool with potential for useful work that needs much refining to reveal itself. As the recruit has worked on refining the tool, so we have worked on refining the firefighter. Through that process, the work, the ability of the tool, and the recruit has developed. The recruits will now present their finished axes to the chief for inspection.
You'll do this all by hand, right? Just checking. Very good. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Don. At this time, I'd like to invite Fire Captain Matt Dennis to come forward. So Matt was recently promoted to Fire Captain, and now we will have our badge pinning. So please have the person that's pinning your badge come up and introduce them.
I'm going to have my dad tell me today. I'm going to have Brian Nansen pay me today.
Nice. There's your badge.
My wife Bianca and daughter Luna.
Okay. All right, you can go ahead and pin the badges. All right, thank you. Your guests may be seated. All right, at this time, we'll administer the oath of office to our new personnel and our promoted personnel as they embark on the next stage of their careers. So I'll read the oath of office, and you'll repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Dolan,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation or purposes of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purposes of evasion,
that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
about which I'm about to enter.
by which I'm about to enter.
I certify under penalty of perjury,
Certified under penalty of perjury,
under the laws of the State of California,
under the laws of the State of California,
that the foregoing is true and correct.
that the foregoing is true and correct.
Very good. You may lower your hands. With the oath you've just taken, you've been selected to carry out a profession or reinforce it in your promoted role. You must understand, and we must always remind ourselves, that through this career we are granted the trust of the public and our community, and as such we must never take that trust for granted. The citizens, our customers, grant us that trust to be there in their most compromised time when their need is the greatest, and it is our obligation and duty to hold on to, honor, and preserve their trust, to treat our customers with respect, honesty, and integrity as we help them in their time of need, and to always do so as the professionals we are. So please join me in recognizing and applauding our tremendous personnel. So you may be seated. Thank you. I would like to recommend Firefighter Matt Parsons for attaining his paramedic certification in April of 2021. He is unable to join us today, but that's a great accomplishment for him. Congratulations, Matt. All right, and now we will move on to our award ceremony. Someone asked me if they needed to get a more comfortable seat, if this was going to be a long ceremony. The seats are very comfortable for how long it's going to take. But I do want to reinforce that this may be a short ceremony, but is very important. It's a profound thing for us to be able to celebrate the special individuals and their accomplishments. Our nomination process is initiated by our personnel that we call the floor personnel. They nominate who should receive the awards, so it's a peer award process. This celebration and honor is an acknowledgement of the sacrifices we all make, the commitment we share, and the dedication and great pride we hold ourselves to on a daily basis. So this year we will be giving 5 different awards for 2 different years, 2019 and 2021. We skipped 2020 because it was forgettable. Just kidding. All right, so I'd like to start with our Citizens Award. This is awarded to a citizen of our community who has been an outstanding help to the department, either through financial contributions, resource contributions, or through their efforts to make our community or department safer. Our 2019 award recipient is John's Used Cars and Wreckers, specifically Rick Fox. Is unable to join us today, but they have been tremendous beneficiaries for us in donating vehicles for our extrication and rescue training. I think we get over 20 vehicles a year, and they do a tremendous job in supporting us. So thank you very much, John's Used Cars and Wreckers. After each one of these awards, I'm going to read a quick quote that was part of the nominating selections that was passed on to me through the peer voting. This quote is, "I can't think of anyone else in the public that helps us as much as they do. Every time I see them, they remind me that they have as many cars as we want anytime we want to train on. I know it creates extra work for them, but they are selfless in helping us and are an invaluable resource." For 2021, our Citizen Award goes to our Medical Director, Dr. Eric Gerdes. Eric also could not join us today, so I'll have the pleasure of giving him his award. But the quote is, Dr. Gerdes has been a great supporter of our paramedic program and being our go-to to help us navigate the ever-changing landscape of the COVID pandemic, and he always goes above and beyond to help us out. So thank you, Dr. G. We have these sweet plaques made for them. So. All right, next is our Service Award. This is in recognition of an individual's contribution to the betterment of the department that go above and beyond. It can be any member of Humboldt Bay Fire, including floor staff, admin staff, volunteers, or our CERT program. And for 2019, our service award goes to Gene Bass, our CERT team leader, who's with us today. Thank you, Gene. So not only does, thank you, Gene help coordinate our CERT team, he's also actively involved with the program, and he has single-handedly taken on the role of creating and organizing the fundraising efforts for our Fallen Firefighter Memorial. He has also donated a full installation of a security system to our raffle, security guards for the night of the event, and personally invested countless hours and materials to make our fundraising event a success. Without Gene, our memorial efforts would be years away from where we currently are, which is completed the whole ceremony and dedicated spot. So thank you, Gene.
Thank you.
For 2021, our service award goes to Greg Jernigan, who serves as our fire support and has been a volunteer with us since 1984. Thank you, Greg. Add it to your collection. Greg helps us out tons with traffic control and pretty much responds to every call. He shows up every time and takes on roles that free up companies to provide emergent care or be available for emergency services. When on scene, we may not always notice our fire support, but we should notice and recognize them now. So thank you, Greg. All right, we'll now move on to Firefighter of the Year. This is in recognition of a Humboldt Bay firefighter who's a role model for others through their competence, performance, attitude, service, and commitment. This isn't a surprise, but our Firefighter of the Year for 2019 is Captain John Goodman. John was hired in 2002, and what was said about him is John Goodman is what the Humboldt Bay firefighter should be. He's dedicated to his craft of working hard and having a great time doing it. He's always willing to do what is right for his coworkers, willing to try new things, and willing to say the hard thing when it needs to be said. John is a great person to his family and outside of the workplace. In the role as union president of top of the many other programs he has helped organize, John has built a new and lasting relationship with the administration as well as the elected officials we work with. He continues to be involved in programs above and beyond, such as the Honor Guard. His role as a 2019-2020 Academy Director flew by. Had a direct influence on our recruit firefighters, as well as the rest of us in setting an example of what a good academy should be. And he has helped set the tone of what is expected of a firefighter here at Humboldt Bay Fire. Congratulations, John. Our 2021 Firefighter of the Year, and I'm going to make this one a bit of a surprise because it's the only award I get to do that with. Not only has this firefighter deservedly advanced in rank within the department to become a captain recently, but he also chooses to serve in a number of other specialized roles, including as a CPR instructor, a car seat tech, a member of the swim team, and as a paramedic. Additionally, he handles all of the EMS CE documentation for the entire department. Not to mention, he always has a great attitude and he's super nice and engaging with us. He always has a smile or a laugh to share. In 2021, he trained everyone in the department who wanted to volunteer giving COVID vaccines to the public, which was an integral service. Because he's a perfect example of what every new firefighter should strive to be coming into this department. Not to mention, he goes above and beyond in advancing the department with his contributions to numerous committees and projects, as well as in involvement within the union to better relations between floor staff and administration. Captain Matt Dennis. This is Matt. All right, so our next award is the Life Saving Award. This goes to our personnel who have performed an outstanding job saving a life. Our 2019 awards goes to firefighter Yolla Montalbin and engineer Adam Bumgardner for a water rescue behind target on November 3rd, 2019. And the quote is, Adam and Yolla were able, you can come on up, Adam. Adam and Yolla were able to recover the victim from the water and bring them to shore, where advanced life support life-saving efforts were begun, resulting in the victim's pulse returning. After being found pulseless and apneic in the water, the victim survived the incident due entirely to the efforts of Bumgardner and Montalbin. So we have these special medals you'll have to add to our uniform policy, so congratulations. And firefighter Montalbin wasn't able to join us today, so congratulations. Our 2021 Life Saving Award goes to Engineer Mike Tyson for the rescue of a drowning victim in the Elk River Slough on August 3rd, 2021. Mike isn't able to join us today, but the quotes are, the Humboldt Bay Fire Water Rescue Team Coordinator commented after the incident, calling it a legitimate save. We are extremely proud of the members of our water rescue team, especially after their actions tonight. Had the first rescue swimmer on scene, which was Mike Tyson, not taken the actions he did, the patient would not have made it given the water temperature, the length of time he had been out there, and his previous medical conditions. Mike has received several awards already for this rescue, including the California Ambulance Service Star of Life Award, the American Red Cross National Life Saving Award, and the State of California Emergency Medical Services Authority Certificate of Commendation. Congratulations, Mike. Another tremendous event or life-saving action in 2021 was done by the crew of Captain John Goodman, firefighter Logan Bongio, and engineer Brett Egbert for their field save of 7-month-old baby boy Phoenix on Christmas Eve of 2020. Come on up. So the quotes were, I know this call was life-changing for them, and it was such a huge impact on everyone involved in our community as a whole. I haven't seen another life-saving story create as much of a connection and impact as this one did, and the efforts of this crew deserve to be recognized and celebrated. On May 20th, 2021, the crew who saved Phoenix were invited back to celebrate his first birthday, which was, you guessed it, firefighter themed. So that was great. Thank you. So the last award we have is the Medal of Valor. This award is for an outstanding act of courage in saving a victim. And the award for both of the years goes to Captain Stefan Rheinschmidt, who was unable to join us today. The quote is, although it was a fatal fire, Stefan's actions on the Purdue fire in October 2019 gave the victim a chance of survival. As the pumping engineer on engine 8112, Stefan went to force the front door of the residence and found the homeowner collapsed just inside the front door. He pulled the homeowner from the building and still completed his responsibilities as the pumping engineer on a very hectic fire scene. It's a great job, Stefan. And just to show you how shiny it is, there's the Medal of Valor. So that concludes our awards. I'd like to thank all of you for joining us in recognizing and acknowledging acknowledging the tremendous people we have working here at Humboldt Bay Fire. Not a day goes by that I don't feel incredibly lucky to be working and leading and working with such incredible people who really help me to make this community a better place, which is what my job is and why I'm in the position I'm in. So thank you so much, and please enjoy some delicious cake.